Back inside the Flair Airlines hangar at the Edmonton Expo Center in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Our continuing coverage of the 2023 Men's NORCECA Final Six. Right here, matches streamed on Volleyball Canada's YouTube page. Getting ready for the second of three matches here today. The round robin in its second last day. Cuba at 1-2, taking on the Dominican Republic, who come in with a record of 0-3. Cuba last night lost to Canada in 4 sets, while the Dominican Republic were blanked by Mexico in straight sets. The Dominican now find themselves at the bottom of the standings because earlier today, Puerto Rico upset Mexico for their first win of the tournament. So the Dominican Republic hoping to match that. Cuba would like to jump ahead of Mexico in the standings here with a win and go to 2-2. We'll be back with First Serve in just a moment, but for now we'll go to the in-house announcer for the pregame introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet our international referees for the match. The first referee from Canada, Mr. Ryan Bunyan. The second referee from the United States of America, Mr.
So there are your starters for Team Cuba and Team Dominican Republic. Day 4 of the 2023 NORCECA Final Six from Edmonton continuing here. My name is Grayson Knudsen. Hope you've enjoyed the tournament so far. Penultimate day of the round robin. Standings getting thrown into a little bit of chaos after that last match. Puerto Rico knocking off Mexico. Dominican Republic on your right, they will be in the all blue, a little bit of red trim. Their libero is Wandel Mesa, he's in the all red with the white trim. Cuba on your left in all red, their libero is Alvaro Ricardo, he's in the all blue, and we're underway with a serve from JJ Hernandez. There is Sandy Castillo, sends one out the back. First point of the match will go the way of Cuba. Uniel Marti, the number 6 for Cuba, is ready to serve. Toribio gets it to go for the Dominican Republic, their captain, Gerson Toribio. Another look at it here. The block was there, but off hands and out of play as Castillo serves again. Block there from Ortiz. Another chance for Cuba. Gonzalez takes it. Reynoso off hands, out of bounds. Point Dominican Republic. Araceli Castillo ready to serve once again as we get a replay of that last point from Luis Reynoso. Jose Gomez into a triple block. No way through that time. However, a net violation is called against the Dominican Republic. So the point will go to Cuba. See if we can catch that on this replay. Yeah, definitely a net touch there from the Dominicans on that block. Server for Cuba is number 10, Thiago Suarez. Gonzalez keeps it alive. Scrambly from Cuba. Toribio into the net. But it was off the block on the Cuban side, so it is a point for the Dominican Republic. Wasn't a lot of room to sneak that ball underneath of the block, but Toribio found it. Moises Ortiz comes into this match as the leading stuff blocker in the event with 8. Gomez, big time swing on that outside position for Jose Gomez. Gomez has the highest spike reach on the Cuban side at 357 centimeters. Serve into the net from Alejandro Gonzalez. Gerson Toribio, captain for the Dominican Republic, 27 years old. Chirino quick in the middle there for Contreras, kept alive. Reynoso couldn't get it by Contreras. He couldn't get the kill, but he got the block. Take a look at it again. Reynoso trying to go cross courts. Shut down quickly. Here's Gomez serving for Cuba. Reynoso had to readjust. Nice dig by Gonzalez, but nobody took second contact. Miscue for Cuba. In between Chirino and Contreras. You certainly expect the setter there to take that second contact. Reynoso the serve, Dominican up 5-4. That one's still alive. Good scramble by the Dominican Republic. Marti, a second chance. Skipped it off the tape and out of bounds. Point Dominican Republic. Huge credit to their defense there for not quitting on that ball. Watch it there, it just clips the tape and takes it out of bounds. Another serve for Reynoso. That one's gonna fly out the back. Server is Yactiel Contreras, the 19-year-old middle blocker for Cuba. Castillo tried to go down the line, but a little bit too much on that one. Out the back, point Cuba. Evens things up at 6 apiece early on in this opening set. Contreras again. Float serve. Reynoso, long. Dominican Republic still trying to get the sights in line here. A couple that have just missed out the back. Another serve for Contreras. Castillo, that one is well out. No touch. We're gonna see an early sub for the Dominican Republic, and it's Castillo coming out. Ronnie Molina, the number 13, will come in for the Dominican Republic. Haven't seen a ton of him in this event. Played more than he has yesterday against Mexico than in any other match. Contreras still serving here for Cuba. They've scored 4 in a row. Toribio! Huge kill from the back for the captain for the Dominican Republic. How about the set two from JJ Hernandez to send it all the way back to him. Server there is Luther Rosario. Marti off hands, net touch against the Dominican Republic, and Moises Ortiz puts his hand up, says, that was my bad, guys. Get a look at it here. Definitely, as he tried to close the door, caught the tape. Serve from Chirino goes into the net. JJ back at the line, the elder statesman on this Dominican squad, 28 years old. There's a block, still alive. Chance for the Dominicans here. Toribio is blocked. Point for Cuba. Gonzalez had it ricochet off his hands, right back off of Toribio. Right there. Another point for Alejandro Gonzalez, the leading scorer in this event. Prior to action today, he had scored 25 more points than any other player in the event, which is fairly wild. Cuba's played a couple of longer matches. They played a 5-setter and 2 4-setters, so that might help him push his total a little higher, but he does see a ton of volume for Cuba, regardless of where he is on the floor. Gomez, too. How about that angle? Goodness gracious, Gomez. Another look at it here. So sharp, just inside the line. 11-9 for Cuba. Thiago Suarez is serving. Reynoso down the line, but long. Reynoso cannot believe it. Just a shade off on some of these attacks, the Dominican. They're very close to the back line, but they've only been out by an inch or two. Another serve for Thiago Suarez. Comes back on the Cuban side. They can attack here. Gomez down the line. Gets it to go again. Jose Gomez. Ball came right back onto the Cuban side, and a quick move to put it away. They've opened up now a 4-point lead of Team Cuba. Another over bump, and it's hammered right back by Contreras. Timeout's going to be taken here by Jose Gutierrez Sanchez, the head coach for the Dominican Republic. I think all eyes were on him after that point. Everyone anticipating that he would take the timeout here. Cubans up by 5 in the opening set. Volleyball Canada would like to thank its partners, the Government of Canada, the Government of Alberta, and Explore Edmonton for helping to make this event possible. So again, it's the Dominican Republic coming in at 0-3. Yesterday, head coach Gutierrez said of that 3-set loss to Mexico, called the match a roller coaster with ups and downs. Said they had one set that they really played well in. It was that middle set, 27-25, Mexico won it. And he also said he was trying to give other players a chance throughout the match. He said it's the most important thing in this event is to get those players experience. It's a very young Dominican squad with a few veterans scattered throughout, the likes of JJ, their setter, and their captain, Toribio. That one from Suarez was just a shade beyond that back line. 14-10 is the score. Cuba still in front. Moises Ortiz now. Speaking of youth, he's still just 19, won't turn 20 until December. Over bump and knocked right back nicely by Reynoso. Very easy to just tap that one over. Serve receive hasn't been the greatest from either side so far, particularly the last few points. We've seen a number of overpasses. Trino sends that one out wide, off the antenna. Point for the Dominican Republic. Set from Trino, just a shade too deep that time. Gomez not able to reach that one. Ortiz ready to serve again here. 3 straight points for the Dominican out of that timeout. And they're gonna get another chance with a free ball here. Reynoso tip, Torino covering. Gonzalez blocked, but it's out of bounds. Point Cuba. The Dominicans knew exactly where that one was going, but still couldn't do anything to stop Gonzalez. Serve into the net. His serve has been really inconsistent. He's unloaded some absolute missiles, but then he's also committed some pretty egregious foot faults and knocked a lot into the lower half of the net as well. Toribio lets fly. That one comes back on the Dominican side as well. Reynoso, cross courts, gets it to go. Lead is down to 1 now. It's 15-14 as the Dominicans have scored 5 of the last 6 points in this match. Toribio, sky-high toss. Gomez off hands. Toribio out of the back, no way through. Contreras shuts it down. Gerson Toribio dangerous from anywhere out there on the floor. Went cross court that time and ran right into a big wall. Gomez, the serve. Good middle run from the Dominican, and it's Rosario finding the sideline. Starts with a really good pass. They're able to run that quick attack. Luis Reynoso to serve. 23-year-old. Marti muscled it through. Cuba up by a couple. One more look at it here. You can see the middle blocker. Rosario just slow to come together with his teammate there, allowing that seam to form. Oh, setter dump there from JJ. Cuba will scramble it back over. Molina, that was off the block. Point Dominican Republic. Number 13 hasn't seen many balls set his way since he's come in, but converts that chance. Rosario now. Marty sizes it up. Mishit that one. We're tied at 17 now. Another serve for Rosario. Back row look for Gonzalez. Off the block. Here come the Dominicans with Molina. Another chance. They'll try Toribio. Tip. Gonzalez had to come out of the back, and he is rejected by Ortiz. That's a tough one for Gonzalez. Look at the second contact here. Well out ahead of that attack line, and Cuba will take a timeout here. Their head coach, Manuel Espinoza. Now that the Dominicans have taken the lead in this game. Volleyball Canada wants to thank some of its major sponsors, including Mizuno, Mikasa, and Volleyball Stuff. Cuba fell yesterday 3-1 in the nightcap against Canada. Their head coach, Manuel Espinoza, said about that game that Canada really took advantage of Cuba's weaknesses. They did a good job scouting, he said. And he said he believes the ones who fought hardest in the match were the ones who won. And that was the Canadians. So he's looking for his squad to show a little bit more fight here this afternoon and into the evening. Serve for Rosario. Miscommunication on the Cuban side, and that is an ace for Luther Rosario. First ace of the match for either team. Torino. Marty! That is thunderous. One more look at that beauty kill. Again, right in the seam. Adrian Torino, Cuban captain and setter, with that serve. Molina had to readjust, and he still made a good swing. Get another look at it here. Watch Molina's approach. Takes a couple steps, then has to take a little half step inside. 20-18, Dominican Republic in front. Gonzalez, just as easy and cool as you like, tapping it down. He gets up so high, and his arms are so long that he just simply taps it over top of the blockers, dropping it behind for a point. Marty to serve. Tricky one here for the Dominicans. They do get it over. Here's Gonzalez. High off hands. That's just smart volleyball there. Realized there was very little room, so he aimed for the fingertips, and watch it just ramp up right there. And then out of the reach of the backline defenders to pull Cuba even at 20 here. Marty unloads another one. Good pass by Mesa. Molina, let her rip, and that's gonna fall. And all started with that good pass from Wandel Mesa. Two of the top liberos in this event, according to the statistics, are the two on the floor. Alvaro Ricardo for Cuba and Wandel Mesa for the Dominican Republic, as that serve is into the net. There's a category called excellent passes that NORCECA keeps track of, and Ricardo has made 19 more excellent passes than anyone in the tournament, while Wandel Mesa is averaging 2.5 digs per set to lead the way in this event. Thrown into the block by Reynoso. Gomez off the block, out of bounds. Cuba has taken the lead here at 22-21. Timeout taken here by the Dominican Republic. Second of the set for their head coach, Jose Gutierrez Sanchez. He's watched his team's 2-point lead at 20-18 disappear now. Cuba with 4 of the last 5 points. I'd like to give a big thank you to Volleyball Alberta for helping to organize the volunteers for this event. For more information, you can head to volleyballalberta.ca. Two teams coming back on the floor. Second last day of round robin action here at the men's final 6. Again, no playoffs. First versus second for gold, third versus fourth for bronze, and fifth and sixth will play a classification game. And coming out of that timeout, a service error committed by Cuba. Substitution on the Dominican Republic side as Moises Ortiz will come out. Ismael Almonte will come on. This is a serve substitution. Just kind of getting a kick out of the height difference here between Almonte and Ortiz as they stand beside each other, waiting for that sub. So Almonte ready to go here. .22 apiece here. Big moments in this opening set for the serve sub. Remember the left-hander here. Gomez, that one caught the block, flying out the back, point Cuba. Now it'll be Alejandro Gonzalez. What kind of serve will he unleash here? Right at Mesa, and it's an ace! Bringing up set point now for Cuba. Dominican Republic out of timeouts as well, so they can't cool off the server here. Gonzalez looking to close this opening set out. High ball. Long run for Toribio, and he's called for a net touch. And so Cuba is gonna win the opening set 25-22. Tough one for the Dominican Republic. Again, they were up 20-18 late in that set, just could not find a way to close it out. Give Cuba all sorts of credit there for coming back to win that opener. What will set 2 have in store? We'll find out soon when we return to the 2023 Men's NORCECA Final 6 in Edmonton in just a couple minutes. teams coming back onto the floor here for the second set between the Dominican Republic and Cuba, as Cuba won the opener 25-22. First set statistics, Cuba with 13 points on attack to 9 for the Dominican Republic. Cuba 3 block points to just 1 for the Dominicans. Both teams with 1 ace on their serve. 6 service errors though for Cuba to just 2 for the Dominican Republic. Gonzalez and Gomez leading the way with 5 points apiece for Cuba. And there's an ace to start things off for Adrian Chirino. Molina, the leading scorer for the Dominican Republic with 4 points. Over bump, Gonzalez says thank you very much. Good start for Cuba in set number 2 with a couple of really big time serves from Adrian Chirino, causing some issues for the serve receive for the Dominican Republic. Tip there, and nobody's going to come up with it. So the Dominicans are now on the board, thanks to Toribio. Right into that soft spot in the defense. Ronnie Molina. Just long. Didn't quite drop in time. Serve from Molina. The Dominicans served fairly clean in that opening set, as mentioned. Mesa, good readjustment. Toribio gets a kill. 1v1 that time. It was Toribio versus Gomez. They tend to favor the attacker in those 1v1 situations. Makes that solo block that much more of a big moment as Ortiz's serve is long out the back. Thiago Suarez now for Cuba. Toribio down the line. He crushed that one. He nutmegged the number 10 Suarez too here. Oh no, it was off to the side. Toribio came with that sky-high toss. Gonzalez, 3 blockers, got it through, Mesa covering. Toribio out of the back, off the block, out of bounds. Point Dominican Republic. Even at 4 here in this second set. Not a lot of room there for the captain. Able to knock it off the block. And out of bounds for a point. And now looks like Jose Gomez has got maybe a little bit of an ankle issue on the right foot. Just trying some cooling spray to numb it a little bit so he can still jump on it, still play. Gives the thumbs up. He'll be good to go. It's one of those things where you gotta tie that shoe up tight. If you think it might swell up a little bit, deal with it after the match, if you can. Toribio, a changeup that time as he dropped it right in front of the defenders. Second ace of the match for the Dominican Republic. Toribio serving again here. Gomez, I think the ankle's okay as he gets up high and hammers one home. Alejandro Gonzalez now for Cuba. Two massive serves to finish off set one. And they say there was a touch there. Dominican Republic players couldn't get out of the way as that one might have been going long. Look how deep they all sit. Mesa just glanced off of him and out for the ace. Reynoso still up. Here come the Dominicans now. Back row for Molina. Well done, great run from the Dominican Republic as Molina scores from the pipe. Blocker's leaning the other way. He goes the opposite direction. Finds the back line. Quick there for Contreras. Good set from Chirino. Caught the top of the hands and was sent flying out the back. Bit of distance, pardon me, there between Chirino and Contreras. Still able to run a nice quick attack. Molina readjusts, and unfortunately it is going to go into the block and right back down on the Dominican side. Cuba hits the point here. There's the little stutter step causing the hesitation. 3 in the wall for Cuba, and just no way through. Gomez, just long. 8-7, Cuba leading here in this second set. Luther Rosario. Marti, it's blocked, but it goes way out the back. That thing popped off the hands. Don't see a ton of blocks go sailing out the back like that, but that's what happened there. Marti has plenty of pop in that swing. Serve from Contreras. Molina off hands. Cuba can attack. Marti blocked, another one that goes out of bounds. So the block is getting up right now for the Dominican Republic, but Cuba is able to use that to their advantage. Ortiz puts that one down. Use the outside of the hand there. Just to send that one off to the side, away from the block. Well done. JJ Hernandez now. Thiago Suarez, another brilliant set to a middle for Chirino. Look at this one. Jumping, flicks it off to the side for Suarez to put away. That's not easy. Chirino did make it look like it was, though. Molina right down the line, right through Ricardo. Plenty of pop in this swing from Molina. They left him the line, and he took what was given. Serve from Molina floating around. It will dance its way outside the court. Yuniel Marti, the 19-year-old outside hitter for Cuba. That one goes long. Cuba struggling a little bit with some of these service errors. Piling up a little bit on them here. That's their 7th of the match. Moises Ortiz now. Gonzalez off the block and down on the Dominican side. Point for Cuba. Thiago Suarez now for Cuba. Another 19-year-old. That one out the back. And he only turned 19 last week. Toribio now for the Dominicans, their captain, ready to serve. Gomez had to reach back. Another chance for Cuba. Back to him. Still up. Gonzalez! What an angle! Watch this from Gonzalez. Comfortably in front of that 3-meter attack line. Now he's back at the service line. Cuba up by 3. Reynoso rolls one over. Gomez off the block and down. Lots of power for Gomez. It's a strong combination for Cuba with Gomez and Gonzalez. Marti providing some offense as well. Gonzalez puts it into the net. Another service error there for the Cubans. And error for error there as Reynoso puts it out the back. So 6 serving errors now for the Dominican, 10 for Cuba. Now Gomez will try to get one in play. Won't be able to do so. Dominican Republic so far in this event, they've had the toughest schedule thus far. They played Canada, the United States, and Mexico, who came into today, first, second, and third. And they lost all 3 of those. Good dig, Toribio. 3-ball chance for Cuba. Marti, cross court, did he catch the block? No, he didn't. Caught the tape, and that helped carry it outside the courts. Point for the Dominicans. Cuba lost that opener to Mexico, which I think they're still pretty frustrated about. They were up 2-0 and lost in 5. Then they beat Puerto Rico, nice bounce back before falling to Canada last night. That one out of bounds, point Dominican. Cuba has a really good chance here to jump into 3rd place now that Mexico has dropped to 2-2, but right now they've seen their lead that was once about 4 has been trimmed to 1 in a timeout taken by head coach Manuel Espinoza. Volleyball Canada would like to thank its partners, the Government of Canada, the Government of Alberta, and Explore Edmonton for making this event possible. The Dominican Republic taking advantage of a couple of mistakes from Cuba, some inconsistencies in their service game to pull back to within 1 here. Players coming back onto the floor here at the Flair Airlines hangar at the Edmonton Expo Center. Luther Rosario will do the serving for the Dominicans to get us back underway. Marti. Well, might have been going out, but it was played by Rosario. He's a little bit frustrated with himself. (17-15) now. Cuba in front. Yactiel Contreras, just 19 years old as well, puts it into the net. Youth on full display at this event. Both these teams before the event conceding that this is about finding more depth and providing more international experience to the younger players at this year's edition of the tournament. With such a packed summer schedule, we had Continental Championships wrap up about 10 days ago, as that one's off the block and out for a Cuban point. And with Olympic qualifiers for a lot of these teams coming up in the next couple of weeks, this event kind of taking a back seat and providing an opportunity for younger players to showcase their skills on the international stage. That one is out from Chirino. Another missed serve from Cuba. (18-17). Cuba in the lead. Here is Ronnie Molina. Marty, you could hear him put his power into that one with a big grunt as he fired it down the line right through the block. Marty the server. Reynoso off the block, stays in play. Toribio rolls it over. Gonzalez again somehow found the bottom of the block and it lands on the Dominican side. Point Cuba. The hands get up, but he hits them so low, almost on the forearms, that the ball just shoots straight down. And lands on the Dominican side. Cuba now up by 3. Just long from Marti. 14th service error of the match for Cuba through 2 sets. So if they don't commit another one, they're averaging 7 a set. That's 7 free points for the other team. Serve sub for the Dominican Republic. Ortiz is out. Another appearance for Bismal Almonte, the southpaw server. Gomez down the line, and Hernandez couldn't handle it. Gomez has a lot of power in that swing. Not the tallest player on his team, but gets up higher than anyone else. And he swings hard. And this one falls on the Cuban side. The Dominicans get the points. Off the block and down. Suarez couldn't keep it in play. Gerson Toribio. The Dominican need to come up with a couple of points on their serves here. Keep the set going. Contreras stabbing at it is Almonte. Almost a miscommunication there. Gomez, cross court, glancing off of Almonte. Point for Cuba. Not sure if that one is maybe headed out as well, but again, when it comes at you that hard, your natural instinct is to go after it, even though your brain might be saying, leave it alone, let it go out. Gonzalez close to the line again there with that serve. Was clean. Good take by Marti. And that one is long from Gonzalez. Point for the Dominican Republic. (22-20). Cuba in front. Reynoso back at the service line. Gomez. Big kill for Cuba. Gomez getting his 10th point of the match, trailing his teammate Gonzalez for the lead in that category by 1. Gonzalez with 11 points now. 23-20 Cuba as Gomez serves. Back row, Toribio down the line. That one redirects off of Ricardo and a few rows back here at the hangar. This one's coming into your living room here almost. There it is. Ortiz returning for the Dominican Republic for Almonte. So he's back in the front row. The server is Rosario. Marti, big time kill. Sets up set point now for Cuba. Marti again taking advantage of a seam in between the two blockers. Serve sub here for Cuba as Yoni Iglesias comes in for Contreras. First appearance of this match for Iglesias. Played a little bit last night when Manuel Espinoza wasn't thrilled with how Chirino was playing at setter. Iglesias, big serve. Well passed, here comes Molina. Blocked, but out of bounds. Point Dominican Republic. JJ Hernandez going back to the service line now as we watch that block out again. He needs 2 points to keep this set going. Marti, was there a touch? No, there wasn't. There's one for the Dominicans. They need one more. Timeout, Cuba. Manuel Espinoza is going to take his second timeout of this set. Interesting that Cuba has been up pretty much this entire set. The Dominican Republic hasn't taken one timeout, and now Cuba's used both of theirs. Maybe head coach Jose Gutierrez just letting his players figure it out when they're out on the floor. Part of that growing, that experience that his young players are looking to gain from this event. It is still a set point here for Cuba at 24-23. JJ Hernandez to serve here for the Dominican Republic. They need this one to keep the set going. Gonzalez out of the back, and he got stuck in the block and down. Cuba wins set 2, 25-23. So a couple of close sets so far in this match, but Cuba has been able to come out on top in both of them. They'll look for the clean sweep when we come back to the men's NORCECA Final 6 right here in Edmonton in just a couple of moments. players taking the court here for set number 3 of this match between Cuba and the Dominican Republic. Cuba up 2-0 so far in this one. Hope you're having a great Friday. My name is Grayson Knutson. All matches at the 2023 Men's NORCECA Final 6 streamed right here on Volleyball Canada's YouTube page. You can also catch all of the Canadian matches on cbcsports.ca. First server of the third set is Hernandez for Cuba, or for Dominican Republic, pardon me. Chirino setter dump, cleverly disguised, and the first point will go the way of the Cubans. Trying to get the stats for the match. Here we go. 31 attacking points for Cuba to 19 for the Dominican Republic. Block points 4-1 in favor of Cuba. Service aces 3-2 for the Cubans as well. However, as Ortiz swings and misses, point for Cuba. What's keeping the Dominicans in this match are the errors. The Dominican Republic has played quite clean, but Cuba, particularly from the service line, has committed 14 errors to 6, but that one is not an error. That's a lucky bounce, as Chirino had it skip off the tape and it just fooled Mesa there. Quick start for Cuba here in set 3. Molina right at Chirino, and net touch called against Cuba. So that point will go to the Dominicans. Teammates checking on Adrian Chirino, he's okay. Might have caught him just in the chin there, but mostly in the chest. Molina serving for the Dominican Republic. Free ball chance. Reynoso, beautiful tip. Tough spot to defend there. Big set too from Hernandez to push that one all the way out while he was falling away. I think Molina forgot that he was serving. Goes back there, he's ready to go. In the middle, that one's off hands from Thiago Suarez. Ortiz was there, but couldn't steer that one back into the courts. Uniel Marti now. Just wide. See the Dominicans there were urging that one out of bounds. It was close, but it did slide wide. Now it's Moises Ortiz ready to serve. It's a real flat serve from Ortiz. Gomez blocked, but it goes out of bounds. Gomez and Gonzalez leading the way for Cuba offensively. 12 and 10 points for them through the first couple of sets. Toribio, the top scorer for the Dominican Republic thus far. Toribio blocked. Another swing for the captain. Dug up again, Chirino, nicely done. Gomez. Good trouble ball from that back corner to pop it up high for Gomez. Give him an opportunity to do something with it. Just grazed the outside of the block and fooled the Dominican defense. Toribio leaning back, just couldn't get enough on that one to get it over. (7-3) Cuba here in set number 3 as they look to close this one out in straight sets. Out the back. Toribio will serve now for the Dominican Republic. Gomez blocked, another chance. They go right back to him. How about a third time? Oh, it's off the antenna, just mishandled there. Point for the Dominican Republic. Trino trying to blindly set Gonzalez there. Toribio, that one actually hits the head coach, Manuel Espinoza, on the sideline here, which means that it's comfortably out of bounds. Espinoza having a laugh on the touchline there. Gonzalez served into the net. Another service error for Cuba. Luis Reynoso for the Dominican Republic. Middle attack there from the number 11, that was Angel. Angel got a piece of that one, I'm not sure how. This ball's still in play. Molina, blocked, out of bounds. Point, Dominican Republic. Well, they won't put that point in the Louvre, but the Dominican will take it. And looks like Luther Rosario is having a little bit of difficulty with his right knee. So they'll get some of that magic spray. Just a freezing spray there to numb some of that pain, try to take down any potential swelling. He does wear soft braces on both of his knees now, trying to stretch it out. He'll stay in the match, so that's good news. And again, the Dominicans not quite sure whose turn it is to serve here. They've done this a couple times in this set. It is still Reynoso. Gomez, another big time kill. Got down in front of Mesa. Gomez back at the service line. He's 20 years old, Jose Gomez. It's been impressive in the event so far. Molina off hands, Torino right back up, and he will get it to go. Adrian Torino on his pogo stick that time. Went up for the block and then quickly went up again to put this one away. 10-7, Cuba in the lead here as Gomez lets another one fly. The Dominicans out of rotation here. Wondering if somebody maybe moved too soon. There is some swapping on that back line. Molina, there's a nice swing for the Dominicans, finding the back line. Ronnie Molina with another point for his side. 11-8, Cuba in front here, third set. Luther Rosario serving. Marti blocked, Ortiz with a stuff. Again, Ortiz came into this day of competition as the leading blocker in this tournament. suppose it helps when you're about 6'8.5". Don't have to jump very high to get over the net. Gonzalez from the back, and it didn't clear the nets. Point for the Dominican Republic again. Closing the gap now down to 1. Rosario with another serve here. Chirino for Marty. Comes back on the Cuban side. They'll try Marty again, this time a tip. Back row, Reynoso comes soaring in from the pipe. We're tied at 11. Dominican haven't run a ton of pipe in this match, but there was a good opportunity for Reynoso. Here's Rosario serving. All the way out for Marty. Defending the line was Reynoso. Molina off the block, out of bounds. The Dominicans have scored 4 in a row, and they now are in front, 12-11. Big set from Hernandez all the way across. Molina using hands smartly. Still Rosario at the service line. Middle attack this time. Comes right back to Angel. Toribio in the right spot the first time, but that had a lot of pop on it. Came back to the big middle blocker, Angel Suarez. A dozen apiece, and here is Suarez, 19 years old. A couple weeks he'll be 20. Molina, that's blocked. And it went deep. Nobody could pick it up for the Dominican Republic. It was Chirino who got the majority of that one. Another serve from Angel, flat one. Molina. Gomez got it, but then it hit the antenna. That's out of bounds. Tight third set. It's been a tight match the whole way through. JJ Hernandez once more, the Dominican setter. Marty over top, and it sneaks through everyone. Sub on the Cuban side. Gonzalez is going to come off. Royan Valley will come in. Valley, the number 14, hasn't played a ton here. Manuel Espinoza has used basically the same 7 players for the majority of the event, now sprinkling in a couple of others. Marty, big time block. Ortiz up high. $14 apiece now. Ronnie Molina. He's just 19 years old. Marty manages to get it down off the block. Point for Cuba. Another look at that one here. Just caught the bottom, the forearms there, and that sent it down onto the Dominican side. Seeing that a lot more often now. These players are so good at jumping so high that a lot of the blocks catch the forearms. This one down off the block on the Cuban side. Even at 15. In this third set, the Dominicans must win it to keep things going. And they're going to make a substitution. We've seen it a few times, the serve sub with Almonte coming in for Ortiz. Ismael Almonte, one of those older Dominican players. I say older, he's only 24, but relative to the rest of his team on the squad to provide some veteran leadership. Gomez reaching for it, couldn't get it by Toribio. Dominican Republic have jumped in front now, 16-15. Tough one for Gomez, trying to reach with one hand up against two-handed block. Not a lot of leverage. Almonte, another massive toss. That one high off hands in the middle from Thiago Suarez. Ramped it off those fingertips and sent it flying out the back. Out of the reach of the Dominican back line. Suarez now to serve. Thiago Suarez. Angel Suarez also on the floor. Oh, just long. Dominicans were going to get away with one there. It wasn't clean, but Molina almost made up for it. Thiago Suarez, another serve. Reynoso, big time stuff, big pickup. Almonte, well done. Here come Cuba. Gomez, thunderous kill right down to the floor. There's a 2-point gap now for Cuba at 18-16. They've scored 3 straight. The Dominicans were hanging in there, but just one too many opportunities for Cuba to attack in that rally. High set, another chance for the Dominicans. Down the line from Toribio. Good back set from JJ there. Trino, Gomez right at Almonte. Reynoso blocked out of bounds. Point Dominican Republic. Another look at that one is Reynoso. Off the block, but Angel couldn't keep it in play. Back on level terms at 18 apiece. Marty, decent swing from the back. Here come Cuba again. Gomez, huge block. Luther Rosario denies him. Timeout, Cuba. Manuel Espinoza wants to settle things down on his side. First timeout either team has taken in this second set. Volleyball Canada would like to thank its partners, the Government of Canada, the Government of Alberta, and Explore Edmonton for making this event possible. The Dominicans trying to extend this match to a 4th set. Cuba looking to just close this one out, pick up the full 5 points, which now that we've gotten a little bit of chaos in the standings, those points may come into play here. Gerson Toribio ready to serve up for the Dominican Republic as we come out of the timeout. Gomez couldn't get on top of that one, sends it out the back, and a 2-point gap for the Dominican Republic. They had this lead, the exact same one, 20-18 in the first set, couldn't finish it off. We'll see if they can do so this time around. Toribio, another serve, comes back on the Dominican side. Reynoso down the line, but once again, it's off of the head coach Espinoza. He's gonna think he's got a target on him. A couple have hit him in this match. Rayon Valley serving for Cuba. And it just floats right onto the back line. Ace serve. We're tied at 20. That's a tough one. Look at it dance around. Looks like it's going to go long, but it drops at the last second. And head coach Jose Gutierrez for the Dominican Republic wants to take a timeout and slow things down. Both teams still with one timeout remaining in this third set. Volleyball Canada would like to give a shout out to some of its major sponsors, including Mizuno, Mikasa, and Volleyball Stuff. Looking ahead, the Dominican Republic will play Puerto Rico tomorrow. Cuba with a tough one against the United States, which I think puts more pressure on them in this match to ensure that they get to 2 wins before they take on the Americans tomorrow. Valley serves out of the timeout. Toribio, big time block. Gomez. 3 straight for Cuba. And are we seeing the first set just play out again? Valley pops it over. Reynoso, another stuff. Chance for Toribio. Now Cuba. Gomez. Was there a touch? Yes, there was. Point Cuba. The Dominicans can't believe that was called. Will we be able to see from this angle? I think the ball does take a distinct change of direction in between the hands of one of the blockers. At least it looked like it for me anyway. 22-20, Cuba scored 4 in a row. Toribio off the block out of bounds. Dominicans snap that run. Much needed point for the Dominican Republic. One right off the referee stand. Another serve, Reynoso. Gomez. Dug up nicely by the number 2. Molina is blocked. Angel with the stuff. Cuba just 2 points away. They now have 7 block points compared to 5 for the Dominican Republic. Jose Gomez now. Ace serve, Gomez. Clutch to set up match point. So Gomez will look to finish this match off here and send Cuba to a 2-2 record. Good pass from Almonte. Molina, was there a touch? Yes, there was. We'll keep playing. It'll be Luther Rosario to go back to serve, but not before Ortiz comes back for Almonte. So the block is back up front now for the Dominican Republic. Rosario had a nice run of serve earlier in this set. Needs another one here. At least 2 is required. Marty gets it to go, and Cuba wins in straight sets. 25-22, 25-23, 25-22. A big 5-point victory here for Cuba to win it in straight sets to improve their record to 2-2. The Dominican Republic fall to 0-4. So they know that they will be playing in that 5th place game on Sunday, regardless of their outcome tomorrow in their match against Puerto Rico. That will be the 4:30 Mountain Time game tomorrow. Cuba taking on the United States. That will be at 2 o'clock local time tomorrow, beginning our coverage on day number 5. Get some final match stats here real quick before we let you go. Cuba outscoring the Dominican in attack 43-31, outblocking them 8-5. 7 aces for Cuba as well to just 2 for the Dominicans. Top scorer in the match was Jose Gomez with 18. The Dominicans were co-led by Toribio and Molina with 12 apiece. We've got one more game tonight, and it should be an absolute dandy. 3-0 Canada, 3-0 United States. That's coming up at 7 o'clock, so in about 50 minutes from now. We hope you'll join us for that one. On behalf of our entire crew here at the Flair Airlines hangar in Edmonton, this has been a presentation of Sports Canada TV. My name is Grayson Knutson, and thank you so much for watching the NORCECA Men's Final Six 2023. We'll be back at 7 o'clock for Canada and the United States. We'll see you then.